The village in Normandy didn't have a name on Corporal Eli's map, just a cluster of 4 buildings and a crossroads. His squad was the cleanup, checking for holdouts. The holdout was in the bakery. They found her in the back, behind a shattered brick oven. She was ancient, a bundle of black cloth and sharp eyes in a face like a wrinkled apple. She held a rusting bread peel like a spear. Private Jenkins leveled his rifle. "Hands up, Grandma." "At ease, Jenkins," Eli sighed. He slowly unslung his own rifle, letting it hang on its strap. He pointed to the peel, then to the floor. She glared but lowered her weapon. Her eyes swept over them, their youth, their dirt, their foreign uniforms. Her gaze lingered on the small canvas pack strapped to Eli's back, marked with a red cross. A medic's pack. She spoke rapid and guttural French. Eli understood none of it, except one word, spat like a curse. Allemand. German. He shook his head, pointing to the American flag patch on his shoulder. Non-Americain. She didn't believe him. The distrust was a wall. Then Eli's stomach growled, a loud, embarrassing rumble in the quiet. The old woman's eyes flickered. War was universal, but so was hunger. Slowly understanding, Eli knelt. He didn't open the main compartment with its bandages and morphine. He unbuckled a small outer pocket. An emergency D ration. The Logan bar, a rock-hard, bitter brick of chocolate, oat flour, and calories designed for survival, not pleasure. He broke it in 2. He placed one half on a relatively clean piece of fallen timber and retreated several steps. She watched him, motionless as a statue. Then, with a speed that belied her age, she scurried forward, snatched the chocolate, and retreated behind her oven. Her face contorted. It was terrible chocolate, but it was food. Her shoulders slumped just a fraction. The spear peel leaned against the wall. Eli took a small bite of his own half, making a show of chewing the dense brick. A shared, miserable meal. He then pointed to her, to the cold, ash-filled oven, and made a questioning gesture. "Do you have food?" Her eyes narrowed. She vanished into a root cellar hidden by a scorched rug. She emerged with a small, dented tin. She pointed to the flour, then to Eli, then to the ruined street outside. He gestured for his squad to wait, and for the next hour, in the wreckage of her bakery, the American medic and the French Ballinger worked. He used his canteen to mix the flour into a paste in a salvaged bowl. She used the last of her hoarded yeast, a precious packet no bigger than a thumb. He used his combat knife to chop the last of his D-ration bar into bitter shards. She found a pinch of salt saved in a twist of paper. There was no butter, no sugar, no eggs. But there was a shared purpose. He scraped the chocolate pieces onto the top. While it baked, filling the air with a ghost of the scent this place was built on, they sat in silence. No common language, only the language of fire and waiting. When it was done, it was the ugliest, most pitiable loaf of bread Eli had ever seen. A hard, lumpen disc studded with melted, bitter chocolate. She divided it with a clean, surgical snap. She took a bite, closed her eyes. A single tear traced through the oven soot on her cheek. It was not the taste. It was the memory of the taste. The ritual returned. Eli took a bite. It was awful, and it was the best thing he'd ever eaten. He stood to leave, gesturing his squad to move out. The old woman stood too. She didn't say thank you. Instead, she picked up the remaining half of the pitiful loaf, wrapped it carefully in a cloth, and pressed it into his hands. "Pour la route," she said softly, "for the road." He accepted it, the weight of it more than flour and water. As they filed out, Jenkins whispered, "What was that all about, Corp?" Eli looked back. The old woman was already sweeping the ashes from her floor. A ruler returned to her ruined kingdom. "And we got the better deal,"